Hello, sincere sods and biscuit town bastards. Today I'm going to have a little look through my first cube of records, for no reason other than to look through them, one by one, to have a close look at my collection, what I has collected over the last 13 or so years. Before that, however, I was one of these CD sods, who only bothered with the CDs, a time in my life which I regret. I should have been buying the records, do you know what I mean? So over to the first cube. I call this one Dino Effects area. Most of these are the NOFX bound. There's a wodge here of other stuff. We've got Ramones album 1, Ramones album 2, Ramones album 3. Oh, you wouldn't believe it, Ramones album 4. Ramones It's Alive double LP, and a Ramones bootleg live show and another Ramones bootleg live show. And moving on, like a do. I have the Rubber Bordello LP, which is the first version, which was black LP. That came out a number of years ago, as you might be familiar with. Someone Got the Red Kicked In comp from BYO Records. I was looking at this just the other day, reliving the past, and I was thinking things like, stop going on about this record because you haven't got time. Then we got NOFX, the 7-inch Club 2005 bootleg LP, which does have, in 2005, NOFX release a 7-inch in their, spelt wrong, fan club, only limited to 5,000 each 7-inch, very month for that year. Here is the best of them songs. Such a crucial release, as we can all agree, unless we don't. Then we have Leave It Alone, Clear Edge, 10-inch, and the two versions of the NOFX Hardcore mini album. One is black and one is black and white. That was a good guess by me to determine then which was indeed the black and white. Well done to me. So that's two of those. And then mixed up and or off, Maximum Rock and Roll. This is the cloudy clear version of Maximum Rock and Roll that came out a bunch of years ago. I'm not really so into getting all the versions of that, because I'm probably not going to listen to it. Maximum Rock and Roll with the other cover. This is the grey version, which also came out a bunch of years ago, before the clear one. This is the first one I got of those two. I only want one of each. I got the NOFX Liberal Animation. This is from the box set. You can see it has the green sticker, denoting that this is either green or blue, or a version of green or blue. And otherwise, I also have one of the colour represses from the 2000s, which was either blue or yellow. I don't remember. It's blue. So I've got two different blues. That's not too bad. Or you could say, that's not blue bad. Although you probably wouldn't say that. Would you? No, you wouldn't say that. Hang on, would you? No, you wouldn't say that. Would you? No, you wouldn't say that. We got S&M Airlines, of which I have two versions. One, again, is from the box set, and the other is simply the colour repress that came out a bunch of years ago. There it is, on orange, and this one is signed by Steve. You can see it there at the bottom. Yes, I do sometimes get records signed, and that's because I have multiple versions. I have no need to put multiple versions on my record player. I only need the one to put on my record player, so I'm absolutely happy to get copies of records signed on the actual record. I'm happy with that, and I'm fine with that, and it's my collection, so I can do what I like. Next up, next up, I got Derived. So again, I got the box set blue. I got the orange, which was the 2008 or 2009 repress from Epitaph, and then I got the blue repress, and then the red repress that came out a couple of years after that. I'm not going to bother getting these out. You know what they look like. But saying that, I'll get one out. I will get one out, because it also has a moment of interest about it. This is the orange. This one is also signed by Steve, what was in the band that was on, and that's a nice looking signature. What a lovely looking record. I was very happy, of course, to get one of my favourite albums of all time signed by such a darling man, a champion of the sound, and maybe a fellow which made the album what it is. It made it a celebrated piece. A celebrated piece that we can all look back on and enjoy after all these years. We've got The Longest Line, of which I only have the one version, which is the white classic repress that came out in, oh my gosh, 2010, 2011, something like that. This is white with a little tiniest splodge of brown. Not very interesting, I don't think, anyway. White Trash, 2 heaps and a bean, of which I have 4 versions. I'm going to guess and use my good memory. One is the box set version, probably box set, probably, wasn't there a purple and a white and a yellow? Let's just go with that. 4 of those. Oh, hey, that's great. Let's move on. Yeah, okay. And then there was Punkin' Drublick, of which I got the 2008 or 2009 repress on red, and then the Hot Topic repress or whatever that was on I'm having difficulty. Cola! No, Cola was King's Road, but I did get the Cola one. Yes, I did. And also the Hot Topic one, what I just spoke of, which I think was green. Let's say it's green. And the box set version, great. And then the 20th anniversary edition, which came on a embossed cover on a heavier record, which has an embossed cover. Isn't that nice? You can say yes if you like, I really don't mind. And then moving on. Next up, I have I Heard They Suck Live. The very good live album, what came out in the past. I didn't bother to get any of the, what they called, the 25th anniversary one or whatever that was. Not too bothered, because I grabbed the orange and the green versions, which came out as part of the classic repress collection. All of those years ago, whenever that was, 10 years ago or so, probably something like that. Then next up, there's the overhyped and not too interesting NOFX record, of which I grabbed one and did not bother to get any more, because that's not necessary. Not necessary. There's lots of other bands in the world, so I don't need to spend all my money on just the one. In fact, I've come to like some other bands a lot better, so I don't need to buy lots of NOFXs. And of course, I went for the green, which is very common, although I do like this little clear window at the top here. Splat, 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 clear. Little clear bit there. That's very nice if you ask me. I got this for a fairly good price back when I got it. maybe £40 or so. Or at least I thought it was a good price at the time. Retrospectively, maybe not because it was green, but I don't know, I don't really keep up with NOFX prices so much because I'm not completely interested. And that goes where it goes. Back then, from the mid-90s. Then next along came the Heavy Petting Zoo albums. One of these is the box set version. One of these is the 2008 or 2009 repress, which came on a meaty pink, a kind of meat pink colour. Not sure which this is. This is the, unfortunately, the box set version I'm going to get out. But as you can see, it is turquoisey blue, exactly what you'd expect from a box set. Exactly what you'd expect from a box set. A box set which included that exact record that came out back then. That's if you can even comprehend that kind of knowledge. Next up, I have So Long Thanks for All the Shoes times 4, because I initially got the pink repress from the late 2000s. Yes, here it is. Can you see it? It's very nice. Very nice record, and a very nice alb to boot. That's my favourite version, is the pink, but to go alongside the pink I also picked up the clear green, and the tan, and the box set version. The pink came out in 2009 or something, and the tan and green versions came out a year later or so, I think. Maybe a couple of years later. And also the box set version, so they're all there. I don't need to show you all those. They're just colours. Just colours. Like the sky, that's a colour. My brain, that's a colour. Let's carry on now. Okay, we've got the Decline. The Decline. One of these is the box set version. The other one is be the yellow. The yellow repress that came out around Christmas time a few years ago. That's the box set one, as you can see there. Not very interesting. Although the yellow one is more interesting. It's kind of a bit like this sky area that you can see on the record there, just very quickly. Because it's such a nice looking record. I'm going to bother to get it out. There it is. Look at that. It's a very nice look. That's one of my favourites, I think. One of my favourite colour records from anywhere, from any time. And of course goes alongside a great 2-song EP. So I'm going to file that away under yellow and move on with my life. I've got the Pumping of the Valium, which was the box set version. I never ever actually bothered to get a regular version of Valium. I don't really know why. Oh, I'm going back to the Decline. I've got the picture one. Although I decline to talk about its quality. We've got the BYO NOFX albums. I've got both of the green cover versions, so one's black, one's green on the inside, and I have neither of the yellow, no, orange cover versions, although I'm not very interested either, because 2 is enough. 2 is enough for a fella like me. I got the 2 versions of the 22 songs. One of these is a black one from a record shop, and the other is the repress that came out on either pink or blue a few years ago. I'm going to have one attempt at it being repressed. Yes, it is. Look at that. That is a nice record. Look at that. What a lovely piece. What a lovely piece. Pleased to have that in the collection. Very pleased. But yes, I don't have the yellow. I don't have the blue, but I'm happy to have that one. Very happy indeed. But you know what? I'm going to move on and go on to, oh yes, The War on Errorism, of which I got on black from a record store. The Punker Bunker in Brighton. I got a box set version. And then I went on to get the Trump version from the 2003 subscription model service people stuff, which, as you very well know, looks like that. That's always worth getting out and having a little glimpse at. A glimpse, of course, being a look, maybe with one eye or with two eyes. But if you're going to do it with two eyes, make it even more fleeting, because it is indeed a glimpse. And after that, Walls and Wolves clothing. One of these is the box set version. The other, I'm assuming the first, because I usually put the box set version after the originals in my thing. Am I going to prove myself wrong? Yes, I'm going to prove myself wrong. The box set version, uninteresting. And the other one, of course, being the yellow one. Yes, the yellow one. Look at all those songs on there. Look at that. 8 tracks side A, 10 tracks side B. Even side B on there has the same amount of tracks as a recent NOFX album. And even back then they were only given 60%. So I think that goes to show what sort of percent they're putting in nowadays. Sub 30. Then Frisbee came out. I think one of these is again the box set version. One is the black version, which was the original release that came out, which came with a free 7-inch. Maybe that one. And then I got, when the colour represses came out, a year or so after the album came out, I bought 2. I wish I bought 3, but I bought 2 at the time. So I ended up getting, no, that's the box set one. I'm not very good at this. Put that one back. Anyway, I ended up getting 2 of the colour versions that came out. Hopefully this is one of them. Okay, so I ended up getting, please, yes, there you go, the orange, which is such a nice orange. What a Crusade album that is. So next up was the longest EP, of which I got all 3 colour versions. So that included the green and red bundle version, which came with the t-shirt, the gold and pink version, and the blue and yellow version, I think. Blue and orange? Not sure. But anyway, there's 3 different colour versions of that, of which I managed to get all 3. I ordered 2 on the day and managed to catch up with the missing one later on, I think. Next up, full proper album, self-entitled, which was the last to come in the box set. So obviously I've got the box set version of that album, the normal colour version, which was the tricolour, like yellow, green and red maybe, the 180 gram black version, and the record store version. And this is the first NOFX album that came out with a record store version. I was very pleased to be able to get this. What I did was I hired a courier in San Francisco. I threw him a few bucks. Maybe the charge was $30 or so, $40, I can't remember. But I paid him to go and wait in line and pick it up for me and to post it to me when he got back to his office, which he did, and that worked out well. So I managed to get some of the earlier store edition versions when lots of people were stressing about, oh my god, it's so unfair, how are we going to get them? I just hired someone to go and get it for me for not too much of an expense. In total I think it cost me maybe $70 or $80 at the time for the record, the post and the courier. That worked out quite well. Okay, the hardcore album picture disc, which of course I wish came in an actual proper LP cover and not one of these rubbish picture disc covers that tend to break very easily. The 7-inch Monk Club official version from the box set, box set, box set, box set, box set. The backstage passport, which came on red or green, I think. I got one of them. Can't remember which. Not going to look either because I can't be bothered. And the store edition of that, which my good buddy David managed to get for me. I didn't even ask him. He thought of me and he picked one up for me. Very nice fella. There it is. It's a lovely blue record with a little bit of a white splat around the middle. A lovely record, and I'm pleased to have it in my collection. At this point, I am not going all out to get 3 or 4 versions of each album. I'm starting to lose a little bit of interest in the collection at this point, because I'm spending money on other record collections, other bands and other things. Saying that, I'm going to take back what I just said, because I have 3 versions of First Ditch Effort. I got the bone splatter, as they call it, or just white with bits on it. I've got the white with bits on it version, the pink charity one, is that right? Yeah, pink for charity version, and the one that you can just get in stores, I think it's grey. There's a couple of thousand of these or something. They're not very limited, but it's nice. It's a nice colour, and I do like a grey record. Excuse me, a little bit of a burp coming up there. I did get the Home Street Home LP, but I didn't like it very much. I listened to a couple of songs. Didn't put it on again, so after a couple of years, well, actually fairly recently, I decided to sell it. I didn't really want it in my collection. Didn't want it in the collection. No. It's not welcome here. The NOFX Ribbed Live and a Dive, of which I only got the one version, the splatty white one, once again.
I care, that's who cares, me!
I think that's what it is. I think that's what it is. Even though Ribbed is my favourite of those old albums, I was only bothered to get one. The NOFX at Red Rocks LP, of which again I only got the one. Why is it not coming out? Of which I only got the one version, and it's the fairly common blue and yellow with red dots version. It's a lovely looking record nonetheless, but I'm not that interested in getting every version anymore. Just one will do. One. And that brings us to the end of the collection after this next one. Hang on a sec, let me just get this sucker duck back into its thing. There. Single album, which got a single listen from me, and it won't get another. Not happy with it. I'd still, oh my gosh, look at this. I think there's nothing on there that I'd ever want to listen to again. Although this is a positive, this is a good quality grain, a good grain cover. And I can't even remember what the record looks like in the slightest. Oh, that's what it looks like. If you gave me a whole day to try and remember, I would not have remembered, because I only looked at it once or twice before. And I probably, quite likely, won't look at it again. And I'm glad I only got the one copy of that, otherwise I'll probably be trying to get rid of the others. Yeah. Okay, so that's my NOFX collection for now. It will only grow by one copy per album in the future. I don't know how many LPs I've got, don't know, 70 or 80, no idea. But thanks anyway. All the best, guys. Take care.
Thank you ever so much for watching my very good video. Don't forget to subscribe to the Very Good channel and come back next week for another very good video. A video